Good question. So it's not something like filling the contract, of course, and searching. I think it's the deep dive of, first of all, client relationship, which is missing completely. A lot of buyers, I noticed, they're going to sign a contract, and unless it's an experienced investor that speaks English, well, at least, right? Because I have also out of town clients, and of course, you have to translate everything. But unless somebody experienced, many times they don't read the contract. So guess what? You have the first 3 days to make a deposit, unless you put something else, but and then you have another deposit, and then you have to explain them what's a due diligence period. You have to do all that explanation. And I noticed a lot of people, they just don't know. And what happens if something goes wrong with your mortgage or there's a lien and you didn't do these things? Well, guess what? You can get sued. So your deposit goes bye bye.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kessel, and today I'm joined by someone that I'm looking forward to chatting with, Veronika Blumhoff, who has been making serious moves as a real estate broker in Florida. So excited to have you on the show today, Veronika.
Thank you so much, Michelle. First of all, I'm happy to be here and happy to introduce myself as the upcoming brokerage in South Florida. We're very excited to be here and to talk about our business.
Awesome. So first off, for those not yet familiar with you and your world, can you share what your main focus is these days?
Absolutely. We serve to sellers, buyers from start to finish. So I would also say almost like a concierge service. So we have a lot of first time home buyers where a lot of them come in, and many times I have to explain them what is a title company and how to put an escrow for the wire. And it's very important that they understand, because a lot of agents, they don't do that. And then, all kinds of sort of problems can arise from that, right? If they're late on something and etc. We also have a lot of sellers that are here in South Florida. They're selling homes, and we're structuring accordingly in MLS so that they sell not in like 60 plus days, which is technically okay, but we want to position them high ranking so that they're selling in the next 30 days. So sometimes there's all kinds of strategy that are involved, including the marketing that we do. And also, we work with investors, a lot of New York, Canada, but also coming from France and Russia, of course.
Wow, that's so interesting that you have such a variety, international, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, we are, especially they're coming to Miami. There's a lot of interest, especially that we are very good with taxes in South Florida, the weather. So every single year, there's more and more attraction from these people. And our prices are great, even though I see everywhere, oh, South Florida, the market is crashing, but it's not apparently because everybody's coming in and we're doing great.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Awesome. What have been some of the keys that have allowed your business to grow and to run smoothly?
Well, I would say for the last year, I experienced a growth in my business. We just picked up on clientele, and I think it's integrity with the clients that I worked with. They really appreciated that I saved so many deals that were almost falling through. And I noticed a pattern. And I noticed a pattern that I can lead my business in the same direction of clarity, integrity, and just making the transaction possible and seamless and smooth for the client. And that's what I think I can also teach my agents inside the Bloomhoff group to do the same.
Absolutely. That's so important. Yeah, what are some of the tools and educational pieces that you often support your agents with becoming more optimized in?
Right now, it's a single man show, so it's going to be coming from me to them. And also, we have a lot of MLS support. I recently joined a commercial conference, and that's been going on through the whole year. So that's something that I'm looking to launch going into commercial real estate from January, I would say. And we have a graduation set on December to get the commercial certificate. And I'm very excited for that. And the reason I did that is because I don't want to dive into something blindly. And I want to make sure that I know everything that I have all the tools that I need in order to do the leases, in order to sell commercial. And it's a whole different world. And that's why my agents, they're going to focus on a lot of residential area. That's going to be what I'm going to teach them. And then me, meanwhile, I'm going to transfer to commercial and probably do an expansion with a whole different agent set.
Awesome. That's really exciting. Why, in particular, are you looking at the commercial sector? What makes that attractive for you?
Because South Florida, it looks like we're expanding even more. And something I learned from the previous conference is that apparently we're expanding even more farther down Homestead. And just the amount of support that Homestead is giving for the future investors, I think they said they're building a football team there. Not a team, a football stadium. And if you're an investor trying to invest there, they're giving all kinds of credits and please come bring your money here and it's going to be huge. It's already huge. It's the expansion, not only real estate, which is, I mean, not only residential, which is already, it's no longer the same prices like it used to. But there's a lot of commercial coming in, and they're going to have a whole different community there. And I think that residential and commercial goes hand in hand because where commercial builds, it brings a lot of residential units, and I think we can really work together. It's very important to understand how they work in one piece because while the community is building, we need to understand what is in there for people. Do I have a mall there? What am I going to do on the weekends? All the shops and restaurants. So that's why I'm excited to kind of do both.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a great opportunity that's coming into your market.
Yes.
What are you most focusing on solving or scaling to next in your business?
Good question.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I noticed from the start of my career, which I wasn't focused only on real estate, I was doing all kinds of other businesses. So I would say the last 2 years, I actually worked full time on my business. That, first of all, the service of real estate and agents and brokers, it's not that good. And I'm not speaking to about those agents that are doing a great job. They're coming to open houses. They're putting a big smile. They're doing their contracts and they're having integrity, which is great. I know those agents. I've worked with them, and it was a great time. I'm talking about those that are just not. Some of them don't pick up the phone, especially commercial brokers. They're just not as interested, or you want to schedule a showing, and they're like, "I'm coming next month from my vacation." In my world, that's unacceptable, because if any agent or me, the Bloomhoff Group, is going to the seller and I'm selling them, we're going to put your home on the market. I'm going to do my best, right? I'm going to do everything for you, and we're going to fight for you. That means I'm going to be there. I'm going to pick up the phone, me or my assistant or anybody. It doesn't matter, or my agents. And you have to be there. And if you put a lockbox, then, you put a lockbox, it's fine, but you have to answer the phone. You have to fight for your client. You have to fight for them getting the best deal, right? And I noticed that a lot of agents just don't do that. I mean, I have right now, it's a small lease. Well, it's a medium lease, and we're signing a lease for 1 week. 1 week, we can't sign a lease just because the other party has an assistant, and this is a very big brokerage. I'm not going to name them, but it's a very big brokerage, and it's not my first time I'm dealing with that. So my prerogative is to be the brokerage that's going to change things. That if somebody goes to the Bloomhoff Group, whether it's an investor or a seller or somebody coming, first time home buyer, they're going to know that we're going to do a good job. We're going to do it right. And that's what I'm going to fight for.
Yeah, I love that. That's really important to have those differentiating qualities that people can remember your firm and feel trustworthy with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see it every day, and it almost pains me where the clients are just underserved. And I think it's because there's a lot of blogging going on. There's a lot of Instagram, and so many people want to, show themselves. Oh, I'm selling a home. It's so fun. Yeah, you can have fun with it, but I think it's also important to be professional about it, to actually do your job, and not to go around and record and say, "Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm that." Yeah, but I also want my agents, also me, to be it and that, not just say it in camera. And yeah, we're all over the place, but. So I think it's important. Education is the most important for me. All of my agents, they're going to have that education, and everybody who I hire, I'm going to make sure that they have this will to know more and to be on top, to be positioned on top. And that's what the Bloomhoff Group is going to be about. Anybody that joins the Bloomhoff Group, they're going to know that I'm going to be that agent.
Awesome. That's important. When it comes to education, what do you feel are the gaps that people are missing?
Good question. So it's not something like filling the contract, of course, and searching. I think it's the deep dive of, first of all, client relationship, which is missing completely. A lot of buyers, I noticed, they're going to sign a contract, and unless it's an experienced investor that speaks English, well, at least, right? Because I have also out of town clients, and of course, you have to translate everything. But unless it's somebody experienced, many times they don't read the contract. So guess what? You have the first 3 days to make a deposit, unless you put something else, and then you have another deposit, and then you have to explain them what's a due diligence period. You have to do all that explanation. And I noticed a lot of people, they just don't know. And what happens if something goes wrong with your mortgage, or if there is a lien and you didn't do these things? Well, guess what? You can get sued. So your deposit goes bye-bye.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
And that's the stuff that I'm trying to avoid and completely make it null at the Blumhoff Group. It's going to be impossible, because either me or our team, we're going to make sure that the person knows every single step. There's going to be a checklist that they're going to sign. And we're going to also phone call a client. Hi, Mr. Client, did you do so-and-so? Okay, well, we need that deposit in, because we represent you and we care for the transaction and everything to be in a good state.
Yeah, amazing. That's really important stuff.
Also, I would say that's one, client relationship. But as well as, I noticed that a lot of agents would go in and say, that's a beautiful home, you should buy it. Why? Right? Why there's a lot of beautiful homes in South Florida. Why you should buy it? So the deep down dive that we're gonna do is, well, because it was built so and so. There's, I don't know, beautiful marble floors, and by the way, it's gonna appraise for the price, which is important if you're getting a mortgage. If you're buying cash, well, there's another set of questions that I would want to understand. If you're trying to live in it, are you trying to maybe resell it? The way I position our brokerage is, don't just buy, random stuff. Try to understand, why are you buying it? And if you want to sell it, maybe you don't. But what if you want to sell it in 10 years? What is it going to be worth? That's the question. So instead of saying, oh, beautiful, beautiful house, let me take a video and, slap my logo and my face on it. Why is it beautiful, right? There's a lot of developments, by the way, in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, beautiful. But you need to understand, well, what is so special about this one and not that one? Why do I want to be here? Oh, because it's a lot of restaurants. Maybe it's close to the beach. How are you going to use it? Are you going to rent it out? There's so many questions that you need to address and understand, what are you selling to your clients? Not just, oh, I'm going to go to a random building and just say, it's a great opportunity, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think those details can really make it or break it. A lot of the listeners on this show are investors. Maybe they're earlier in their journey or have been doing this for a while. What do you see in your investor clients that they're like looking for, and what your market can fill for them?
So I have different avenues of investors that are coming in. There are New York and Canada. So two different types, of course. Canadians, I noticed that they prefer to rent out the units or the houses that they have and just come for the winter. Almost everybody that I know do that, which is, great. For those type of investors, what I would recommend is you have to find, well, first of all, where do you want to be, right? We're talking about Pompano, maybe Hollandale. Um, where do you want to be? And then, based on that price range, we need to understand, do they allow Airbnb inside? It's very important because if they're not, you have to find out from the city, are you going to be allowed to do it here? If not, I know some people getting fines and you don't want to get into those things. Uh, New York, I think kind of both. Some of my investors, they just want to hold it and they don't want to rent anything out just because they had all kinds of things in the past. And some of them, they just want to have something in Florida that keeps value. Now here we're running in two different issues. Okay. They're condos, and I'm sure you know what's going on with condos in South Florida. We're hitting the 40, 50 years reassessment, and then all kinds of fees that should be paid and then they will come. So some of them just don't really understand, well, I don't know how much am I gonna be stuck paying monthly. And then we have the houses, single family, which I think are great investment if you don't want this headache of a condo. And again, it depends. What do you count headache? Do you want to be on the beach and look in the water? Maybe in 10 years is going to be better with the assessments, but for now we have to pay for them, and it's going to get better. And then all of my investors from France, Ukraine, Russia, they're mostly looking in south of Florida, which is like sunny Isles, Miami, and almost all of them want to be on the water, on the beach. And I would say the same thing. They mostly don't want to rent out, so they want to live in. If you want to live in and they want to be in those parts of town, with being south, sunny Isles, maybe beach, Miami, check your condo, check the reserves, see if you're buying cash, then it's a little easier. Go with a trusted mortgage broker that knows the condos and knows the game and how it's going to play out. Do we need a questionnaire? Do we not? So it's very important to guide them to the right place. And of course, you don't want to be stuck in a transaction that's 40 days, you're supposed to be closing, and then all kinds of surprises come in. Oh, we didn't know the condo was not even going through. And then everybody wastes time, the seller and the buyer is losing money because they're paying for initial inspection and the appraisal, which is, I think, it's also money. And you wasted your time thinking, oh, I'm about to buy this house. So I think it's important. Look, if you're buying anything with association, look at the docs, get a lawyer to look at the docs and understand what you're getting into.
Yeah, absolutely. That is important stuff to note and for investors to keep an eye out. So thank you for sharing all of that.
Absolutely.
When it comes to building relationships, are there certain things that have made a biggest difference for you?
Building relationships with clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. I try to build relationships where it's going to be long term. And that's what I mean that we have to do a great job, because I see over and over that an agent just sells a property and then they just gone with the wind, and then they work with another agent and another agent. I think it's like going to the dentist. I'm scared of dentists. So, but let's pretend you have one same doctor and you just keep visiting the same doctor over and over. If you suddenly go to another doctor, I assume maybe, it was maybe too expensive, or you weren't pleased with the service, right? It could be many different things. So I want to be that service provider that people come back to. And that's what I noticed the last year, that people come back to me in order to sell or buy or even ask for an advice, because I'm always available and I let my clients know we did that transaction, but whatever else you have going on, feel free to call me, text me, and I'll help out. So it's kind of a life-term commitment for us to have our clients be back to us, knowing that we're going to do a great job and we're going to do it good and quick. I think I lost volume.
Oh, sorry, I muted for
Yes.
a minute.
Yeah.
Anyways, yes, amazing. Yeah, relationships are everything in this space, so that's very important.
Yeah, especially for brokerage, such as mine, we want to be out there, we want to be known, and we want to be as a brand, not just another brokerage that just popped in the street and like, oh yeah, we do real estate too. No, it's important. How are we doing real estate? What are we doing for our clients? I want 5 stars from
Right.
every single client.
Of course.
And I know that it's
Awesome.
probably hard to be perfect and everything, right? But we want to strive there. We want to be there. Of course, we're going to be somebody that's unhappy, perhaps, but it doesn't matter as long as we're keeping our job to 100% and we're doing everything 100%. I think we're going to be at a very good start.
Definitely. Well, before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more from you, where can people find you?
My phone is a 305 number. I don't know. Did you publish it or my email, my phone, Instagram, anywhere on social media, they can reach out, connect, and I'm always available.
Perfect. I appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. And for those listeners tuning into the show, if you got value, make sure you've subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Veronika who are building real businesses, and we'll see you on our next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.